Several things you didn't know about your body. Hey there, YouTube. The human body is a truly fascinating thing. You probably think you know your body pretty well. After all, you're the one who feeds it, nurtures it, gazes at it in the mirror, and uses it to walk through this world. But did you have any idea that there is so much more you have no idea that it's capable of? Although every one of us is different, we all have bodies that can do tricks and weird things we have never even heard of before. You actually never know what your body can do these days, and many of these tricks that you can do, only you can do alone. There's so much that we can do, like learning new tricks, or relieving aches and pains without medication, to when we're actually at our tallest.
I'll do it again. Are you ready?
So just sit back and relax, and subscribe of course as we take you through things you probably didn't know about your body, with your ever lovely narrator, Gentleman T-Rex. Let's begin, shall we? Number 1. A blink is stimulating. You probably thought a blink was just something you did to keep your eyes from becoming dry or keep dust out of them. Well, although it is a very valuable service, we actually blink way more than needed for that alone, about 15 to 20 times per minute. In fact, briefly closing our eyes has been found to help us sharpen our attention and serves as a miniature recharge. Number 2. Big eyes cause short-sightedness. Big eyes are considered beautiful by some and also a trope in anime characters, but they can cause short-sightedness. Also known as myopia, or nearsightedness, this condition which causes distant objects to look blurry is caused by light not properly reaching the retina. If your eyeball grows too long, light is focused on too soon before it hits the retina. As a result, when the light does hit the retina, the image is blurry, forcing you to wear glasses or contacts just like me. Number 3. Your feet contain a quarter of your bones. The human feet contains 52 bones, 26 for each foot. That is nearly 1/4 of all the bones in your whole body. Also, each of these bones contain 33 joints and more than 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments. Number 4. You cannot tickle yourself. This is due to your cerebellum, the area in the back of your brain that monitors movement, which predicts the sensation you will feel when you attempt to tickle yourself. You see, it counters the response that the tickle would otherwise elicit in other parts of your brain. Number 5. Earwax is good for you. Now, this doesn't mean it's a meal. Seriously, if you decide to eat earwax, I may never talk to you again. Earwax is thought to be probably extremely disgusting, for lack of a better term. However, that annoying stuff you're using Q-tips to remove serves as the important purpose of lubricating, cleaning, and protecting your ears from infection. It is as much as 50% fat. It coats the ear and catches dust and debris, keeping your ears healthy, even if it does look kinda gross. Number 6. We actually have more than 5 senses, and maybe even more. While we have sight, smell, touch, taste, and hearing, humans also have senses of proprioception, or sense of space, and nociception, sense of pain. There is also equilibrioception, or sense of balance, thermoception, sense of temperature in and around the body, temporal perception, sense of time, and so much more, depending on who you ask at least. So basically, the sixth sense might need a new title. Unless you're in China, when the title actually just says, he's a ghost at the end. That's a pretty big spoiler. Number 7. Our taste buds dull with age. Yes, wine may taste better as it ages, but as we age, it is harder for us to actually appreciate it. Just as hearing and vision tend to deplete as the years go by, our sense of taste does the same. As you get older, your taste buds regenerate more, and bad news for the ladies though, women generally experience a decrease in their taste sensitivity in their 50s, while men don't experience that until their 60s. Number 8. Strength from the digestive system. Another shocker is that the digestive system can provide us with superhuman strength. That means the saying is true that a woman can lift a car if her child is trapped underneath. How exactly does this work though? One simple thing: adrenaline. Adrenaline is released as soon as your brain is told danger is coming from your sympathetic nervous system. Once this happens, the pupils start to dilate, the heart starts beating faster, we start to sweat more, and more importantly, our digestive system starts to shut down. Temporarily at least, in order to allow our muscles to contract with a lot of force, which in turn provides us with the strength we need in an emergency. Although the digestive system cannot lend permanent energy to us, it can adequately provide it when we desperately need it. Number 9. Your feet can grow as you age. After several years of wear and tear, the tendons and ligaments in your feet may weaken. This can cause your arches to flatten, which means the feet get wider and longer. It does not happen to everyone, although people who are overweight, who get swollen feet or ankles, or who have certain medical conditions like diabetes, are more prone to this. If it does happen, the average gain is about one shoe size by the age of 70 or 80. Number 10. Holding your breath can help stop hiccups. It is thought that if you build up carbon dioxide in your body by not exhaling, it will help stop your diaphragm from spasming, which is what causes the hiccups. When your diaphragm contracts involuntarily, it forces a quick intake of breath that is a sudden stop by the epiglottis, a flap of cartilage located in the throat behind the tongue. That closure is what causes the hiccup sound. Number 11. Bacteria is always what makes your pits stink. Our bodies have two kinds of sweat glands. Most of those are on our arms and legs secrete a mix of water and salt. However, the glands of your armpits as well as your groin release an oily substance, which bacteria love to dwell in. Fun fact, it's actually the bacteria eating the oil that releases the telltale stench. Number 12. Motion sickness is caused by your insides actually shifting. When a roller coaster comes over its crest and then slows down for a second for added torture, then plummets downward, the seatbelt keeps your rear in place. However, some loosely connected internal organs like your stomach and intestines get a little airtime. You're not damaging your insides by riding even the craziest of coasters, everything in the end returns to its proper place. But your nerves always detect the movement, which then registers as though your stomach has jumped into your throat. Number 13. Women handle the cold worse than men. It has been proven that the fairer sex have a higher percentage of body fat which conserves more heat around the core. That helps keep vital organs nice and toasty, but not the extremities. And when your hands and feet feel cold, so does the rest of your body. Research suggests that women have a lower threshold for cold than men. When they are exposed to the same freezing temperatures, the blood vessels in women's fingers constrict more than men's own do, which is why they turn white more quickly. Number 14. Your diaphragm causes side stitches when you run. Our diaphragm gets stretched, pulled, and pounded during a run, which can cause a sharp stabbing pain at the lower edge of our rib cage, usually on the right side of our body. To help the pain pass, slow down and take more controlled, easy breaths. Number 15. Old person smell is real. There is actually a distinguishing factor between a middle-aged person smell and a young person smell, according to a recent study. The research found that older people have a less intense and more pleasant scent than the middle-aged folk and young ones. Well, that's not what you expected, am I right? Number 16. Weight really is genetic. Shocking as it may seem, however, a genetic predisposition is not necessarily a life sentence as experts say. Exercising regularly can offset the risk of ending up with obesity. Some people just have more fat cells, and while you cannot reduce your total number of fat cells, there are things you can do to keep them small. Number 17. Body position affects memory. Memories are highly embodied deep in our senses. A scent or a simple sound may evoke a distant episode from a person's childhood. The connections are obvious sometimes, like a bicycle bell can make you remember your old paper route, or other times they are inscrutable. Number 18. Your bones can self-destruct. In addition to supporting the bag of organs and muscles in our body, bones also help regulate our calcium levels. If the element is in short supply, certain hormones end up causing the bones to break down, upping calcium levels in the body until a more appropriate extracellular concentration is reached. Trust me, it is not a pretty picture in the slightest. Number 19. Puberty reshapes the brain. You may have often wondered, why is a docile and so emotionally unpleasant? Well, hormones like testosterone actually influence the development of neurons inside the brain, and these changes made to brain structure have many behavioral consequences. Hence, you have to expect emotional awkwardness, apathy, and poor decision-making skills as regions in the frontal cortex mature. Number 20. Super pain threshold. In moments of shock and trauma, our brains flip off pain like a switch. A typical case is that somebody like Amy Racina. She fell off a cliff, landed about 6 stories below, shattering her knee and breaking her hip. She didn't feel anything more than a minor pain, even with broken bones jutting out from her skin as she dragged herself until she found help. It was only at the point when she was being loaded safely into a helicopter that the intense pain surfaced. Number 21. Walking can save your life. A recent study showed that a sedentary 40-year-old woman who begins walking briskly half an hour a day, 4 days a week, can enjoy almost the same low risk of heart attack as a woman who has exercised regularly her entire life. Number 22. We all have unique tongue prints. Just as your fingerprint is unique to just you, so is your tongue print as well. Biometric scans can be done to compare the individual's shape, long or short, wide or narrow, and texture such as ridges, wrinkles, and marks with specific details tracked and mapped by what is called a tongue image acquiring device. Of course, while it might be interesting, it's probably not very useful to forensic investigators. Number 23. Your sense of smell is the last thing to wake up in the morning. Research has shown that we wake up before our nose does. At least it's something we actually beat to the punch. Number 24. Your bones start breaking down at 27. At approximately the age of 27, our skeletal remains would be determined by their degeneration rather than their development. Bones fuse up around this age and all our childish growing up is done. Number 25. Your heart has several backup systems to keep beating on its own. If your normal heart node fails to work, another one takes over. If that one fails, you keep activating new ones until the heart cells themselves kick in and start beating in an effort to keep you alive. It's actually a fighter and makes heart transplants possible. Number 26. You're taller in the morning. We're about 1 centimeter shorter when we go to bed at night due to the cartilage in our bones that compress during the day. If you need to reach something in the high press, it's better to do it before breakfast. Number 27. You cry when you're hurt to help release stress. When we hurt ourselves, the tears that are released when we cry relieve the stress of the injury. Our tears contain endorphins, which are natural painkillers of the body. Number 28. You get less intelligent as you age. You may have thought the opposite was true, but basically the reality is that as you get older, you actually lose intelligence. Every single day, an average human loses more than 1,000 brain cells, which actually explains why I don't remember any algebra from high school. And that was our video for today, everybody. Surprising what the body can do, right? The human body is a weird and wonderful thing. Bet you thought you knew everything about your body until now. Did we leave anything out though? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video. See you later, everybody.